Hello, can you all hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay.
I can hear you okay. Hear and see you okay.
Everybody, come to the top of the mat. We get started. Let others join. Heels and toes touching together. Come in Tadasana. Bring your two hands to the center of the chest in Namaskar Mudra. Follow with me for the opening chants. Om Tamasma Jyotirgamaya. Sorry. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take us from untruth to the truth. Take us from darkness to the light. Take us from death to immortality. And let there be peace everywhere. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We seek blessings to be nourished together. We seek blessings to give our 100% effort. We seek blessings to make commitment that there is no competition or hatred between us, and let there be peace everywhere. With these wonderful intentions, let's begin today's the third day of the Yoga Foundations camp. Today, what we're going to do is I'm going to start with some quick knowledge capsules from the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, and then we're going to do a quick daily routine sequence where I'm going to talk about some of the techniques on how you could combine the different aspects. Like, for example, how you can actually combine pranayama with some of the postures so that we don't have to do everything in the stages. And then in about an hour, we'll have Sriramji join us, and where he will talk about meditation and dhyana and also lead us through some of the meditation sequence. So with that, so far we've talked about from a Patanjali Yoga Sutras, what is yoga? Yoga is Chitta Vritti Nirodha, and it's about restraining the turbulent or the mind that goes in different directions. And then also it's a self-discipline. And then we also talked about the two keys on how we can restrain that turbulent mind is abhyasa, regular practice, and then the vairagya. And then yesterday we also talked about the 8-limbed, the yoga system, yama, which is external conduct, niyama, which is the self-conduct, asana, which are the postures, pranayama is the breath control, and then pratyahara, which is about reversing the consumption, and then dharana, dhyana, samadhi. The last 3 is about concentration, meditation, and samadhi. The first 5 limbs are known as bahiranga sadhana, the things that we do externally or the outward practice, and then the dharana, dhyana, and samadhi, or the inward practice. So with that, some of the things that what Patanjali actually diagnosed was, why aren't many people taken to the yoga practice regularly? So he identified that there are about 9 obstacles. Those 9 obstacles, or the first one is vyadhi. Vyadhi is, we have some kind of an illness. So the illness, whether it could be back pain or other things, that might limit our ability to do the practice. And then the second aspect is what they call as sthana. Sthana means being indifferent. Indifference is, we don't really respect the practice. So being indifferent to this, this yoga system. And then the third one is jnana and alasya. Alasya is just being lazy, and we don't have energy to be able to do that. And then there are things like pramada, where when you do the practice, but we don't do the enough swadhyaya. So what happens is we be careless in terms of our practice. Like Patanjali defined a good practice as satkara seva.
Again? Hi.
Look, can all of you mute? So the pramada is being careless, and then the other important thing is sometimes we also avirati. Okay. Avirati is actually not having control over our sensory indulgences. So we want to eat or indulgences. That also provides an obstacle. And then the last two obstacles are all of the bhumikatva. What it means is somehow the practice does not settle in. So we try to do it, but somehow it doesn't settle into a routine, and then we get discouraged. And then the other dimension of this is anavasthitatva, where we do some practice and we get some small benefits and we feel like, that's more than enough for me. So Patanjali defined that there are probably 9 reasons on why many of us are not taking to this yoga practice, abhyasa, both bahiranga sadhana and antaranga sadhana, that we don't take it up to regularly. And then he also said, like what we covered yesterday. So the symptoms of somebody that is not established on a good practice is that they have symptoms of unhappiness or dukkham or daudmanasya or continued depression coming from different situations, could be illness or other things. And then angamejayatva means they don't have stability in their posture, in how they physically remain stable, and also in their life. And then irregular breath, shwasa prashwasa is where regular. So Patanjali, and it was so when I first listened to the sutra, I was like, wow, I could identify with every one of the obstacles that I faced in my practice right from my childhood. As a kid, why I did not take to this practice, or even different situations. Sometimes when I had an injury that limited my ability to practice, but I always had some tools and the techniques to overcome those obstacles so that this practice has become mine on a regular basis. So to deal with that situation, what Patanjali has done is not only he identified that there are about 9 obstacles, he also gave about 9 tools. The 9 tools, it's what he calls as upaya. Obstacles is known as antaraya, and then he also gave about 9 tools and the techniques. And sometimes he basically says, try this, or if that doesn't work, try this, and if that doesn't work, try this. And in fact, in every one of the sutras is known as vitaraga vishayam vachittam. Va means, or do something else. So let me focus on some tools that we think we can take to use in our life so that we can actually get back into the yoga system. The first one is what Patanjali says is we basically have to have this Ishvara Pranadana. In other words, we have to have this devotion, surrendering all the outcomes to Ishvara. So that when you develop this devotion in everything that you do as an offering to the God, then you automatically don't assume that it is careless, or you don't be lazy. You have that respect. But that is the primary technique. But of course, not all of us are blessed with that kind of surrender or the divinity. Some of us are more left brain or more logical thinkers. Then the second technique that Patanjali gave is is establish a pattern of ekatattva abhyasa. Ekatattva means that one-pointedness and also the ability to see divinity and life in every person or the every person around us, or even everything around us, like mountains and flowers and the gardens and rivers. When you can see the same divinity that is within us, the Tathadadrashtuhu, in also every living being around us, that also helps us. Number one, you don't get into these obstacles like being lazy, being indifferent, being indulgent. All those are the things that you do when you don't have the respect of the divinity or ability to see divinity in everything else. The third technique is perhaps the most important revelation. When we deal with people around us, often the people and the specific deeds that people engage in cause all kinds of chatter in us. So Patanjali actually gave one of the best revelations. He defined people and the deeds into 4 types of entities. I'm just calling these as entities. He basically said, Sukha, Dukkha, Punya, Apunya. In other words, there are people who are happy, there are people who are sad, there are people that are that do good things, and there are people that do bad things, Apunya. And oftentimes in our entire situation, both in our personal life or in the work situation, or even in the broader world, we always encounter either specific deeds or people who belong to these 4 categories. What Patanjali said is, how do you deal with them? If we can actually practice the ability to see the divinity across and with a different approach in dealing with this situation, they said, we will then be in a calmer position, and that calmer position allows us to take to the practice of yoga regularly. So what Patanjali's suggestion is, his recommended approach is, people that are happy, sukh. People who are happy, Patanjali recommended us to befriend them. In other words, be friends with people who are happy. What happens is, when people who are happy, that means there is divinity that is flourishing in them. So what happens is, we just multiply the divinity and the joy all around us. It basically says, go and make friends with people who are happy. And people who are happy or situations that are happy. And then the second one is about dukkha, people who are suffering in sorrow. And that could be in the moment or the situations that have sorrow. What Patanjali said at that time is, you cannot just be friends with them. When you friend with them, what happens is the sorrow gets multiplied. So you take the sad and you hug the sorrow, and then you just also multiply the dukkha. Instead, what Patanjali said is, people who are suffering, you have to actually approach them with karuna. Maitri with sukha, karuna. Karuna is the right way of dealing with these people who are unhappy, which is compassion. And compassion is not like, sometimes, what we do is, the way we actually do this is, if somebody says like, I have a stomach pain, and then, sometimes it's like, I told you so, you're not supposed to be eating that, you're only supposed to be eating vegetables. And, the reason why you have stomach pain is because you did not do that. That is not compassion. Compassion is, Sriramji actually gives a very good analogy. The good analogy is something where compassion is all about not being judgmental about why they are there, but rather really focus on how to help them to get that happy state. Be action-oriented, be helpful, so that they can actually get into the happy state. A good example of that is like the GPS. Like, for example, if you want to go to Whole Foods, and if you miss a route, GPS doesn't tell you, I already told you that you are not supposed to take the left turn. But see, the reason why you missed the route is because you did not follow it. GPS doesn't complain. No matter how many mistakes that you do, the GPS will always say, like, okay, from here, how to get to your destination. So the compassion towards people who are suffering is to be patient, non-judgmental, but rather singularly focused on how to get into the happy state so that the divinity starts flourishing. That's the second technique. And then the third one is people who do good things, people who are successful, people who are doing good things. What Patanjali says is establish a mode of mudita, which is always admire them, celebrate the other people's success. And then people who do bad things, like apunya, maintain a sense of upeksha, which is be indifferent to the people who are doing bad things. In general, what happens around the world is our attention is always poured on the people who are doing bad things. If you look at the news, or if somebody does a bad thing, we pour all our awareness there. And in fact, we give so much real estate to the people that are doing bad things, but we don't actually celebrate the success of others. Sometimes we often get into jealousy of the people who are being successful. So instead, what Patanjali said is to be able to be in a good position to continue to the practice of yoga, maintain the mudita, which is to celebrate the success and the joy of others, people who are doing the good things, and take inspiration. That is the right way of doing the mudita. And then people who are doing the punya, be indifferent to their deeds, but rather to focus your attention on, where is the divinity within them? Are they doing any good things? And try to shift your attention to the thing. Did you ever observe, when you start talking a lot about people's negative deeds or negative things, forget about them. Our own body starts behaving in a negative way. But when you amplify the positivity of others, we actually feel good. So Patanjali defined the 4 techniques on how we need to deal with people and specific deeds. Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. These are the 4 ways, which is being friendly for the people who are happy, show compassion for the people who are unhappy, and then be inspired and celebrate the success of others, people who are doing good things, and then be indifferent, but rather focus on the other side where the divinity is, and the good side of the people who seem to be doing on the bad stuff. So that's one very, very useful technique that we can apply on a very, very on a daily basis in our life. And then there are a couple of other techniques, and one of the other things is about something that we do in pranayama. When we are in a situation where our mind is covered with the cloud, one of the techniques that Patanjali also describes is prachardana vidarna abhyam pranasya. What it means is when you do the pranayama, like for example, this is something that I taught at the Kapalbhati. He basically says, rely more on bahya kumbhaka. In other words, when you exhale everything completely and then hold the breath. After you, like Kapalbhati, after you do the Kapalbhati, we actually encourage you to hold the breath. And that holding the breath after you release completely is also that bring back your mind into that meditative state, into the calmness. So he actually explicitly emphasizes on the thing where after you exhale completely and hold in the breath. We do that in Kapalbhati, and then the bandhas that we talked about where you exhale completely and then you suck your stomach in. That bandha, Uddiyana bandha and the throat bandha are also the techniques to calm your mind. And then there are other 2 techniques or more like, practice one of the meditation techniques. And then the other one is Vitaraga Vishayam Vachittam. What it means is pour your awareness, continuously pour your awareness on the things that are positive, or always think about when you are in a disturbed mind, try to pour your awareness to the people who are enlightened, people who are doing absolutely brilliant things. So when you pour your awareness towards people who are doing good things, we also automatically get into a harmonious state. It's kind of similar to mudita and upeksha, but there is a very specific thing. In fact, what Patanjali says is your mind, chitta, is like a water. And the water, if you put it in a stinky vessel, a vessel that is dirty, then the water becomes dirty. If you put the water in a vessel that is clean, then the water will also become nice. So that's kind of a quick overview of the obstacles, and I think all of you can relate to some of these obstacles. And then there are different tools, that we can take it to our daily life, so that we can be established in good yoga practice. Any questions or comments? Does this make sense? Which is about the Maitri Karuna Mudita Upeksha, Sukha Dukha Punya Punya?
Yeah, it's good. I think after the daily ones, I think we can go back again and review.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll do the quick yoga practice today. So today I want to focus more on the quick practice, the core asanas that we want to do. And then what we will do is we will combine, we'll talk about the techniques on how we can condense the practice. In the regular practice, we do the stretching, we do the breathing, and then we do the sun salutations and different things. So one of the techniques, as we progress forward, one of the ways that you can get maximum benefits of the yoga practice is you can actually combine different things. Like for example, if you can combine pranayama with your asanas, that way you're actually not only doubling, but you're actually, it's almost like 2 + 2 = 6. You're actually getting a lot more benefits of that. So you don't have to practice pranayama and the stretching and then go to the practice. So sun salutations, I actually use that as one of the greatest stretching exercises. So if you can do sun salutations with the pranayama breathing, that's how you can actually get started with the yoga practice. So that's one of the techniques that we think. And then even the meditation also, you can actually integrate into it. Like when you shift your attention to just the breath, observe your breath, how it is flowing through your body. And that also then gets into dharana and also the concentration and also the meditative state. We define meditation as keeping one frame, and then that frame stays the same from one moment to the other. So we can actually practice yoga in such a way that we are combining both pranayama, postures, and meditation as a holistic, synchronous way. That way we can actually spend less time, but also get more benefit. So what we'll do today is we're going to do some simple pranayama stretching, and then we get started with sun salutation. Everybody come to the top of the mat. Heels and toes touching together. Stomach tucked in. Spine erect. Chin away from your body. We'll do quick pranayama breathings with Ujjayi breath. We'll use our hands. Inhale for 6 counts. Stretch up. Fingers squished, elbow straight. And exhale. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Try to synchronize your hand movement with the breath. And we'll do it from the side. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Exhale. We inhale from the front and exhale from the side. Inhale. Fingers squished, elbows straight. Exhale. One more time. From the side. Exhale. Okay, let's get ready for sun salutations. Step 1. Exhale. Inhale, back bend, elbow straight. Exhale. Inhale, half lunge to the right. Right knee down, right toes pointed. Stretch up. Hold your breath, get into plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin down. Then glide into cobra. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, half lunge to the left. Left knee down, left toes pointed. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, come to the center. Inhale, half moon to the right. Exhale, come to the center. Inhale, half moon to the left. Exhale to the center. Hands to the center, hands by your side. Does this look all right? Are we all getting the hang of sun salutations? Now let's do it one more time. To the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half lunge to the left. Hold and get into chaturanga plank. Look straight. Exhale, knees, chest, chin down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, half lunge to the right. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, come to the center. Inhale, move to the right. Exhale, come to the center. Inhale, move to the left. Exhale, come to the center. And by the side. Now we'll do a quick sun flow. We'll do a short flow. Inhale, come to this. Inhale, hands to the center. Exhale, bring your elbows down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half lunge to the right. Right knee down, right toes pointed, stretch up. Exhale. straight, and then inhale. And exhale, and forehead to the knee. Inhale, triangle. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior. Exhale, forward warrior. Back warrior. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, forward bend. And hold your breath, get into plank. Continue the flow. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, half lunge to the left. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, back bend. Come to the center. Inhale, half moon to the right. Exhale, come to the center. Inhale to the left. Exhale. Did it get a little bit easier, the sun flow? Let's do it on the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Forehead to the knee. Inhale, triangle. Exhale, reverse the triangle. Inhale, warrior. Exhale. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, reverse salute. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, forward bend. And continue the flow. Plank. Exhale. Just sit down and inhale into cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, half lunge to the right. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, back bend. Inhale to the right. Center. Inhale to the left. Center. So that concludes the sun salutation series. We did 2 sets of regular sun salutations and then 2 sets, one on each side of the sun flow. And again, you don't have to do all the steps. Just practice whatever the if you want to expand one step at a time, you can actually try one of the warriors and then you can gradually expand. So let's move to awkward pose. Bring your right foot about 6 inches away from your left foot. Your heels and toes touching together. Bring your 2 hands parallel to the ground. Fingers squished, elbows straight, fingers fully engaged. And then sit up. And lift up. And gently lift on your tippy toes. And then slowly sit down. And lift up. And this time, gently bring your 2 knees together. And slowly sit down. And slowly with a straight spine, lift up. Now for today, we'll end the standing series with the tree posture, which is the Vrikshasana. Lift your right leg up, bring it as high as possible. Press your right foot into your left thigh. Inhale, bring your 2 hands to the center of the chest. And then slowly inhale and bring your 2 hands up, glue your palms. If you can balance here, gently close your eyes. And we'll do it on the other side. Balance your right foot, lift your left leg, press into your right thigh. Inhale and bring your 2 hands to the center of the chest. And slowly lift your hands up. Inhale. If you can balance here, gently close your eyes. Release.
No standing bow today.
No standing bow. You want to do a quick standing bow, Priya? Should we do it?
Yes, Srini, I like that one.
Okay.
Hard, but I like it.
Okay, let's actually do the standing bow. That's actually one of my favorite postures. Let's do the standing bow. Bring your right hand up, palm facing up in front of you. Bring to the right. And then bring your right hand down. And then grab your right foot at the ankle from inside. Make sure that your right toes are pointed. Stretch your left hand up. Bring your 2 knees together. Feel like you're stretching with your left hand fingers into the sky. Your body fully engaged. And then kick and stretch. Kick and stretch. You're looking through your fingers. Kick and stretch. Kick and stretch. Kick and stretch. Release. And we'll do it on the other side. Bring your left hand up. Palm facing up. Bring it to the side. And grab your left foot from inside at the ankle. Make sure that your left toes are pointed. Now stretch your right hand up, fingers shooting through the sky. Take one more deep inhale and then kick and stretch. 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 So this is one of my favorite postures. It actually opens my entire body. It's a balance, cardio, and flexibility all working together. And the best part is we can do this anywhere. In fact, we could even do it on a plane. So that concludes the standing series. Let's quickly move to the floor series. Okay, lie down on Shavasana. Lie down in Shavasana. Heels touching together, toes fall apart. Hands by your side, palm facing up. Chin away from your chest, eyes gently closed. Shift your eye gaze to the third eye. Now we'll start the floor practice with wind relieving posture, Pavana Muktasana. Grab your right leg with your interlaced fingers 2 inches below the right knee. 2 inches below the right knee. Keep your left leg nicely relaxed on the mat. Make sure that your left calf is touching the mat. And pull your right knee towards your right shoulder. Try to avoid the rib cage. Avoid the rib cage. Tuck your chin to the chest to stimulate your thyroid. And release. Now this time keep your right leg nicely relaxed on the floor. And this time grab your left leg with your interlaced fingers 2 inches below the left knee. Now tuck your chin to the chest. Pull your left leg towards your left shoulder, avoiding the rib cage. Again, try to do pranayama breathing into your postures. Now this time, grab your both legs. Grab your both legs. Tuck your chin to the chest. And release. We slowly move into bridge pose. Bring your two heels closer to your body. Bring your two heels closer to your body. Grab your two ankles with your hands. Then gently lift your hips and waist as high as you can. Tuck your chin to the chest. Feel the nice stretch in your lower back, creating a traction. Gently release. Now slowly we roll over. We'll do the spine strengthening series. We start with Bhujangasana, the cobra posture, which is a very good posture for people that have back pain. Your spine. Glue your two legs together like you have only one leg, like a cobra tail. You don't have two legs. Then bring the top of the fingers aligned with the top of the shoulders. Bring your two elbows closer to your body, touching the body. Now, without using the hand strength, gently lift up. Lift up and look up. Bring your elbows closer to the body and pull the elbows down. Feel the stretch in the lower spine. Release. Bring your left ear onto the mat, look to the right. Now we move to working on our upper spine with Shalavasana, the locust pose. Roll side to side and bring your two arms under your body, palms touching the mat. Keep your left leg nicely relaxed on the floor. And with a straight right leg, no bent knee, toes pointed, lift your right leg up. Make sure that your chin is always rested on the floor. Release. Now this time keep your right leg nicely relaxed with a straight left leg, no bent left knee, with left toes pointed, lift your left leg up. Release. Now this time, glue your two legs together like a cobra tail and then lift your both legs up. And gently release. This time, come to Shavasana, right here onto the mat, look to the left. Now let's do Vimanasana, the aeroplane posture, to work on our middle spine. Bring your two hands by your side, stretch them like two aeroplane wings, fully engaged. Feel the fingers, fully engaged. Glue your two legs together like you only have one leg like an aeroplane tail. With your hands and legs fully engaged. Now lift up. Lift up, up, and release. Bring your left ear onto the mat, look to the right. We'll work on the entire spine with Dhanurasana, the bow pose. Grab your left leg, left foot with your left hand 2 inches below the toes. And grab your right foot with your right hand 2 inches below the toes. Make sure that your elbows are straight. Your hands and legs form like the two wheels of your body. And gently kick and lift, kick and lift. kick and lift. Release. Right ear onto the mat, look to the left, Shavasana. And gently use your hands to come to the top of the mat. We're going to do the tail posture. Sit in Vajrasana. Sit in Vajrasana. Your hips are nicely rested on your heels. Make sure that hips never come off the heels. Stretch your two hands up. Elbows straight. Palms glued together. Chin away from your body. Looking straight, chin away from your body. In this posture, we're not tucking the chin to the chest. And slowly come down and stretch forward until your forehead touches the mat. Your hips are nicely touching the heels. Your hands stretch forward. This is a complete stretching of your spine. As you're stretching your hands forward, the fresh oxygen of the blood rushes through the brain, clearing any chatter that you have. And release. Now we've done the forward bend, back bends with the spine strengthening series. We worked on the back bends. We'll do one deep forward bend, which is the Paschimottanasana. And bring your right foot to the right. You have a 90-degree angle. Left foot pressing into the right thigh. Flex your toes. Flex your toes towards you. Then lift up and grab your right leg 2 inches below the toes. You can lift your right knee up, tuck your chin to the chest, and bring your forehead to the right knee. It's okay to lift your right knee as much as possible, but make sure that your chin is tucked to the chest and your brain. Please, we'll do it on the other side. Bring your right foot pressing into your left thigh. Flex your left toes. Lift your two hands up. Grab your left foot 2 inches below the toes. And then tuck your chin to the chest and slowly come down until your forehead touches the knee. It's okay to bend your left knee as much as possible, but your forehead must touch the knee. Release. Now we'll do the full forward bend. Keep your two legs straight in front of you. Flex your toes towards you. And then grab your toes with your fingers. Keep your spine straight, stomach tucked in. And gently come straight. It's actually more of a stretching posture. Release. And what's the last posture in the standing, is in the floor series? It's the Ardha Machendrasana, which is the half spine twist, which is very good for stimulating your pancreas and the digestive organs into the optimum health. Cross your left leg, make sure that your left toes are pointed. Bring your right leg over your left knee. Bring your right leg over your left knee. Keep your spine straight. Stretch your hands, left hand up, fingers squished. And gently bring it over your right knee and then grab your left knee. Sometimes you may have to lift it up, but eventually the left knee doesn't come off the mat. Feel your right thigh pressing into your stomach area. Look to the right and look over your right shoulder, twisting your spine. Release. We'll do it on the other side. Cross your right leg, right toes pointed. Bring your left leg over your right knee. Your left heel and right knee are touching at the one point. Make sure that your right toes are pointed. Stretch your right hand up. Fingers squished, elbow straight. Keep your spine straight. And slowly bring it over your right knee and bring it over your left knee. Then grab your right knee. Feel the left thigh pressing into your stomach area. And gently look to the left. And look over your left shoulder. Release. So this is kind of one way to do a quick practice. And again, you don't even have to do all these postures. Sometimes when I only have 20 to 30 minutes, the thing that I do is I only do sun salutations for 30 minutes. And in fact, to make sure that it's 30 minutes, I put it for Vishnu Sahasranama, which is about 29 minutes and 30 seconds or something. And all I do is just the basic sun salutations and with the breath control. And I'm not worried about how many sets that I'm doing. In fact, the slower that I do to elongate our breath, that actually I've noticed it so many times. It's both energizing and relaxation. It's almost like a magical experience. There is never, when you do running and this stuff, you get tired and so on and so forth. Whereas this is the slower with full effort and with elongated breath synchronizing with your sun salutation. That is an amazing, amazing experience. Sun salutations followed by half moon. It's not about how many sets that you do, but rather how synchronously and how graciously you're flowing into each and every movement. It almost feels like a cosmic dance. So when you only have 20 or 30 minutes, I would recommend you can just jump into sun salutations and with the pranayama breathing, Ujjayi pranayama breathing, and then just get the sun salutation routine for about 10 to 20 minutes. And then you can even do either a tree posture and get onto the floor and then do the Pavan Muktasana and then do the half spine twist and then end with some Kapalabhati breathing and then do the meditation. I think that's one sequence that all of us can benefit from. my biggest recommendation is to focus on mastering the sun salutation sequence and with the pranayama breathing. If we can do that, I think that's a huge victory, and that's something that we can take anywhere that we want. And then everything else is an additional bonus, like a standing bow and things like that. Any questions or comments?
All good.
Yeah,
Later, because I think your friend is here.
sorry?
I think your friend is here, so I did have a question, but later.
Okay, sounds good. Just 1 second. Sridhar. Okay, just let me call Sridharji.